Better Descriptions is a pretty simple mod that improves the game's text. It changes the text in the game so that items have better descriptions, like seeing bottle of sleep's chance to proc, or the exact amounts each nut can affect the stat by. It also improves the skill descriptions with damage formulas or explanations of what stacks with what. I'm going to scroll through some of the items and job skills so that you can see some examples. In the description, I'll have a link to it on the Nexus Mods website, and I recommend it to anyone replaying the game on PC, or even just first-time players who are going through a first-time blind playthrough. I think it's fine to even use for that as well. Most of these numbers and such for the items may be obvious. For example, Soulstone's doing 200, 1100, 2700 and other such damage, but other items such as Poison Dust Bottle or Befuddling Dust Bottle, most players won't know the percentage rates of these items or the amount of turns and such. So that's just nice to know. And same thing for nuts, it shows the amount that it affects a character by, depending on the character. Like the range, that is. That's all very useful and nice to know. And then even for the weapons and such, it shows the amount that increases damage by, or what it stacks, what stacks with what, and how it stacks, like additively or multiplicatively. And then also better descriptions for things such as Werner's sword, which isn't always going to land a crit because it can often miss. And then also just proc rates of things as well. For example, 10% chance to proc blind for 5 turns, and 5% for Viper Dagger's poison for 2 turns, and Death Cleaver as well, and other items and such. Alright, I'm going to show the skills really quick. These skills have damage formulas already in them, so you can see them as you're in battle and quickly calculate or just think what might do more damage and such. And it also shows, for example, modifiers like accuracy or critical, and it can help you compare skills and attacks and such. For example, amputation here, 100 crit and 40 accuracy, and you can compare this to cross strike, which doesn't have that modifier, so it has, you know, better accuracy, but it has the same but less crit, but also the same physical attack. You can see here 1.5 as well. And then it also just shows what scales with what, like this Last Stand scales with HP, and it shows how much more damage it does for every HP amount, which is just kind of nice to know. And also the fact that it has a accuracy bonus is nice to know as well. And it has this for pretty much all the skills. I can't view hired up here, but in battle it has a slightly improved description for each of the people you summon or pay. And then for things like collect and steal, it also shows the formula and such, which is quite nice. And I'll just scroll through some more of these slowly. Alright. Sorcerer is not super interesting. I think seeing War Master skills is a bit more interesting, and their damage formulas and such. It's pretty cool, and just nice to know, especially if you're replaying the game or you're trying to compare skills or stats and such. And again, as I mentioned, it shows what stacks with what. So for example, if I have this, I know that Ethereal Healing does not stack with Vim and Vigor from the support skills of Scholar. Alright, and speaking of support skills, let's just look at these real quick. I won't go through everything, of course, that's a lot. You could look through it on your own. I'll link it in the description. But it's just like some nice improved descriptions and such. For example, this halves the chance of encountering enemies and other such things. I believe the mod maker looked at the data files of these skills, which is why a lot of these are a lot more precise with exact numbers and things. Keep in mind, it's not, you know, extremely comprehensive. For example, it doesn't have the indoor glitch mentioned here, but that's fine. For the most part, it'll work. And very useful to know some of these improved descriptions, especially when you're in battle and you want to look at the skills. Alright, I think that will be about it. So Again, in the description, I'm going to have a link to this mod on Nexus Mod's website. I'd recommend it for anyone replaying the game. I also think it's a fine mod to even use on your first blind playthrough as well. I don't actually use it myself a ton because I do all of my routing on Switch, and when I'm on PC I usually want to record, and speedruns don't allow mods like this, but I think that more casually this would be more fun, or if you just play on PC a lot, I think that it's useful to check out. Alright, and that's it. I hope it was helpful. Thanks for watching, take care, have a nice day, and bye.